okay, I tried doing this live, but it wasn't working, so I'm just gonna do this right. Just do the old-fashioned record it, and post it later. But uh, the estate issue, I think, has been settled more or less because my mother did tell my sister, yes, she wanted me to have the royalty checks for that gas well, or the gas for the oil well. So I think the issue is they didn't have my address. Now they do. And I'm hoping that they already got the thing switched over before she passed on. I think probably so, because so now it's the matter of hopefully a few checks have piled up and we can get them sent down here, and I got the information to contact them to tell them where to send it, so we can get a little more smoother. But hopefully enough have piled up that we can actually get past the hump, and I won't have to be pleading, please get to send us to Kingsland. We'll be able to do it mostly on our own, although help is always appreciated and welcome. And other than that, it is raining. Well, it was raining cats and dogs. Now it's just down to small gerbils. But lovely Florida weather. Just 90 degrees yesterday, and then like a sauna overnight. And now just buckets. So, things are proceeding. Hopefully, I think they're slowly starting to turn in our direction. Although there's still hiccups along the way, just to make sure we don't get complacent. But right now, it's start getting those royalty checks, and also I let it be known I want my mother's computer. And it's not really a sentimental thing. It's a matter of we picked out that computer, we paid for that computer, and it's got a built-in webcam, so there'll be fewer issues. And that's a nice computer. And I can use a spare computer because this poor thing is getting poor overwhelmed. I need to divide the workload some. And maybe if I get a better, more capable computer for webcam, I can actually start joining on some of these other live streams here. We get back in with the Midnight's Edge guys and join in. Maybe so, something that Rob Burnett talked about. You have a round table of Star Trek people that say, "Hey, count me in. I want in on this." And other than that, really not much. The cat is still doing fine. He's having fun at the vet clinic. They let him stay in the grooming room. What do they call it? They got 3 cages. He's got the big one down below. Where they just got a cage. He's in there. Got a nice little soft bed and a little litter box and his food and water dish. And because we are starting into spring, and it's only going to get hotter from here, unfortunately, because it is Florida. But hopefully things are starting to turn a bit. We can hopefully get this insurance thing. That's moving up the speed of bureaucracy. So we got sort of one piece of thing sent to another piece of whatever, and getting that straightened out, and finally people are getting up there until everyone's got what they need to know, and finally someone can cut a check. And that long national nightmare can come to a close. Finally, we can finally begin our lives after they're half over. I'm thinking, just for the sake of the next generation of geeks, I need to have a kid or two and raise them up properly, and show them real Star Trek and real Star Wars, and let them know. But thankfully, I have finally got the despecialized versions of the original Star Wars movies, so I can show them this is what it was like in '77. This is what it was before they see the special editions and all that stuff and get spoiled on that one. And the original series, original Star Trek series, because I really feel sorry for the poor schmucks who Discovery is their first exposure to Star Trek. Because it's like, for those who go on to look at the other stuff, thank you. I hope you don't get bored, and please explore further. It is actually good stuff. Because the ones who see Discovery and say, this is stupid, well, yeah, it is stupid. I'm sorry. This should not be anyone's first exposure to Star Trek. The last night's episode was such utter garbage. And I'm just making this was incredible. It was incredibly stupid. I mean, my God. I mean, look, part of the whole thing of sending Discovery 1,000 years in the future was to get out of the hands of Control. Well, the thing is, Giorgio destroys Control. Thus, need to send the ship into the future now. You can take your time and think things out a little bit. You can figure something else out. No, they go it anyway. And little thing of Admiral Cornwell sacrificed herself with that torpedo. One, that torpedo looked a little weird, but also from where that handle was and the door, it's like it would have been real. If she was any kind of condition at all, it would have been very simple matter. Just here's the door. It doesn't move that fast. It's not Star Wars or it's like kind of pull the button and then reach, yank, roll in. You're gone, and nobody has to die in that room. Okay. So that was stupid. And too many instances of pitched battles going on, people dying left and right, things blowing up, and everything comes to a screeching halt so someone can look longingly at another person and have a meaningful little bit of dialogue. And you just want to slap them inside the head and say, "Excuse me, there's a war going on right now. Will you people get your butts in gear? Do your sentimental, contemplation on your own damn time, okay?" And the whole thing of, now we know why Spock's staying there, because he couldn't follow Mikey Spock into the future, so he's got to waste his time on the Enterprise. It's like, that was, oh, God. And trying to, if I seek out the direct opposite of you, it's like, and that's setting up Spock, Spock seeking out Kirk and McCoy. Yeah, right, bullshit. And the little debriefing thing, are we supposed to believe her name really is number one? I know that was an idea that Dorothy Fontana and Major Barrett were bouncing around as part of her society, but it's like that would not have flown. I'm sorry, okay. And saying that Section 31 needed more transparency, they're too well known as it is. I mean, by DS9, it's like nobody knows they even existed. It's like, and this is their way of wrapping up canon. He didn't wrap up a damn thing, Alex. Okay. You left more things undone. And okay, so regulations. No one can allow to talk about Discovery or existence. Is that binding on the Klingons? Or any other government they may have run across? Just Starfleet, or you're going to try and enforce this across the entire galaxy? It did not solve a damn thing. It just made things worse and showing the Alex Kurtzman, you are a moron. You think this was good, right? That thing pointed out that he worked on Xena. Yeah, and the episodes he worked on Xena were the worst ones. So let's just stop kidding ourselves. This was a bad show. And if the rumors are correct that they're only going to come back for more short checks, this is why. Because no, we're not putting more money after this crap. Okay. We'll do a few more little 15-minute short spots here and there to fill out a season set, but that's it. Okay. We'll try and wind this thing down with some dignity. Is what they're. And I'm hoping that merger is still steamrolling down our head, so someone can say, no, that's it, it's done, you're over with. I really got to wonder about the thought process of people who actually like this show. I'm sorry. I mean, actually think this is quality. This is not quality anything. Even the effects are spotty at times. But the writing is like, I cranked out better stuff in junior high. These writers cannot concoct a coherent plot if their lives depended on it. Okay? Their character motivations are all over the map. I mean, I download these things that so take a deep dive on them second round, but I don't keep them around because frankly they're taken on memory. I use better elsewhere. I am keeping all the Orville downloads I got, at least until the DVD set comes up, and then I clear it that way. We've got the first season. Finally found it. Season set of Orville season 1. And that's unfortunate storage right now. I can dig that up and watch if I have to. But oh god. But that's where we stand right now, and it's just starting to finally get a little bit of progress here and there. Finally starting to get, it's at some point we get a little more support here, courtesy of those royalty checks. So. I mean, yeah, it comes like around $100 a month or so, approximately every month, because they only send them out. Like, one of the companies that's involved only sends out the check when it gets over $100. So that could be once a month or every other month. Another one's just like $3 or $4. It's ridiculous getting these checks and oh look, we can book the cruise. Here's your $3. Yeah, so, yeah. But still, it's better than nothing, and hopefully it's enough to come in periodically and keep my checking account from going into overdraft like it has currently because of service charge. The one bright spot of that is they don't charge its fee, overdraft fee, when it's there charging, the other one's doing the charging. But there we stand, folks. So it's still, as always, because it's going to be a while before this thing really becomes self-sufficient. We're getting that much closer to being remonetized. It's like at right now 7 hours short of 4,000 viewing hours for the 12-month period. Problem is, whatever day with the first day drops off, it could start all over again. So we do need to get these numbers up. Which that's where I'm still pushing for more subscribers. I mean, right now we're at 1102 as of currently recording here. Really need about probably another 100 or so watching on a regular basis to keep those numbers up. So at least get remonetized, and then it really doesn't start becoming a sustainable life, style until they get like probably 20 or 30,000. But which kind brings the thing of am I being messed with by my CBS? Am I one of those guys being targeted for not being promoted? You gotta wonder, because they've been doing stupid things all along. It's smacking down fan channels that don't toe the party line. And like I said, the whole reason I chose this as a screen name was because my little mission in life is to hold their feet to the fire and get no, this is what back to the basics here. This is what back to book. It's like whenever when they're doing the Lord of the Rings books, and there were enough fans on the cast with Christopher Lee and Ian McDiarmid. Oh, on down, like bring me Christopher Lee because he knew Tolkien. Gosh, they start doing something. Well, that's not what the book says here. Right here, I mean, stuff like the proper pronunciation of Gandalf. It's not Gandalf, it's Gandalf. And little things like that. But that's kind of I feel my role in the Star Trek. It's like no, this is what this is where that comes from, and this is why they did this. It's all part of the journey here. So. Okay, PayPal, Patreon down below, and other ones, and hopefully before too long we'll get that remonetization. I can get some super chats going, do a real, once I can figure out this live chat thing, get this thing going, and finally get around to building that enterprise model blindfolded. Just need to get glue at this point. And I got a decal sheet on my watch list on eBay. Fizamichi. Okay. And I think we'll pull it there. So talk at you later.